Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chili Bowl has kind of been my favorite race of the year. Growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail.
Fantastic. This is GT racing right now.
He's got traction, he's got rid of the outside of both of them! Maloney!
Oh, he's taken Anderson! Anderson's up to him!
Oh my god!
Big crash! Oh my goodness, half the field's gonna get involved!
Second very close. These guys are want to make their way through the field very quickly.
Oh, there we go!
Oh no! That's massive!
This is it! This is over! I can't believe this! Oh my god! God, what?
Welcome to Newton, Iowa. Some fantastic racing on offer as we get ourselves away from the oval and we put the dirt on the surface because it is rallycross action that we are going to be getting into. 13 drivers, all with the opportunity of finding themselves with a big victory in the final week of rallycross here on the SimSpeed Esports Network. It's Jake Sperry joined alongside with Cameron Dance, and Cam qualifying underway. It's a track which has a very large proportion of dirt, which can be very difficult to get right. But of course, you have to remember that most of this track is built upon pretty much a tarmac surface, so maybe setup quality a little bit different to maybe some of the other circuits that you find on the calendar.
Yeah, absolutely. It's probably one of the most technical and challenging circuits on the rallycross calendar, with a lot of different corners per se, with the banking of the oval through 3 and 4 of what would be the Iowa Speedway, and then you've got all that infield section of all the twisties and turns, and then even that dirt section which starts laps. So it's a really technical circuit and really different, and yeah, from what we've seen in the past, it should really create some good racing tonight.
It certainly should. Stephen Jenkins in the number 7 is looking to make this push to the hairpin now. This beautiful left-hand kick up on 2 wheels there in the Ford Fiesta, and really cocking up that rear wheel, and now high up on the banking, trying to maximize this final corner coming up. This big right, which heads over the jump, over to the line. 38.3 for Darren McKenzie, slightly quicker from Stephen Jenkins. 38.2 now the benchmark.
Yeah, some pretty quick times going down already. Numerous drivers see getting at their 2nd and 3rd laps, and now it'll be really interesting to see who comes away with this. Don't have some names that we've seen in the past recently in different rounds, such as the likes of Rebecca Pauline and Johanna Harth and some of those Euro drivers. It's pretty much a full Aussie NZ split, with the exception of Rick Hansen, who's from America. So it's going to be really interesting in a battle between who's going to be the quickest Kiwi or the quickest Australian.
And the the second sorts of lap times come in. It's Matt Hartley who leads this one from Daniel H. Good lap from Mackenzie, going up to only to 4th because Jenkins now has moved up into 2nd position. Hartley does not go any quicker, nor does River Whisper. Sam Devontier gets his first time in. That is a 39.7, puts him down in 10th position at the moment. Mitchell Wiley now making the way to the line, and a 37.570 is good enough for 3rd position, as we do split odds and evens when it comes to qualifying. Bradley Sanders will not go any quicker on his lap. Mitchell McLeod sets a 38.3, but he's got one more lap to go in the Ford.
Yeah, for sure. Mitch is a very, very good pedaler and shouldn't discount him out of the end result of these races. He'll be one to watch, I reckon, and should mistakes happen from the drivers ahead, he'll definitely be able to pounce on.
Certainly should be looking to have that pouncing effect as he rounds the hairpin, looking to push Daniel Aish up into 2nd position, just fractionally behind Hartley. Is now on the brakes goes McLeod, currently 9/10 off of where he needs to be over his lap time. Nice tight line, and over the jump, hits it without too much help, and he goes 3rd position, just 6,000 off of where he needed to be. In terms of those who have maybe one more lap left to go, Mitchell McLeod still has one more opportunity. Devontier will not go any quicker, and I think McLeod's the only driver out there who can find a little more. 600ths only the gap that's needed, but that was a wide line heading up onto the oval.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a scruffy lap by the looks of it, but he might be able to make it up into this final corner as he goes right up on the bank, dives back down and through the quick Estes section, back over the jump, not making sure not to get too much wheel spin, as the time is not quicker by the looks.
No, it's not. And well, Heat 1 will look as follows. It'll be Matt Hartley and Mitchell McLeod 1st and 2nd. Then it's Mitchell Wiley, Bradley Sanders, and Terry Humphreys 3, 4, and 5. Sam Devontier and Ross Fallon will be the final 2. 4 go through here in this first heat, which will be 5 laps worth of racing. 1 joker lap is required here for this one, and it is a very tight run into 180 degrees of right-hand corner. Just the last couple of drivers looking then to get up onto the grid. One now we wait for is Mitchell McLeod. He's got himself the full minute to get himself up, and of course they are lining up 2 by 2 for the front. Everyone up then on the grid. Engine notes rise. Heat 1 underway. Great start then from the middle, but there is a check up there for Terry Humphreys as they go through. Contact already. Round looking goes Hartley, and around the outside goes the Ford trying there of Mitchell McLeod as they head their way into the natural turn number 1. Trying to up and under. McLeod misses his braking point by a country mile and a half, and they continue on forward. Joker being taken already by Hartley to gain the advantage. 2 more go with.
Yeah, really unfortunate moment there for McLeod through turn 1. But it's just gone a little bit of a tap from Mitchell Wiley there as well. Plenty going on at the moment, but so far it looks like Matt Hartley's used that joker to his advantage to try and gap a lead over Mitch McLeod.
Yes, and now Wiley looking to try and find a way down the inside. He can't. He goes incredibly high in the Subaru looking for it. There's the Beetle behind of Sam Devontier trying to battle it out. Terry Humphreys there in the mix as well. This is the second pack at the front of the field, though. Hartley pulling away from Sanders. Thalen really struggling here as there's a wide line from Wiley, and he's going to have to take the joker here in this one, followed instantly by Devontier, but straight through is Sanders and Hartley in this one. So right now, Sanders probably best placed to go through here in 2nd position. Wiley and Devontier on the bubble here because it's all about how quick McLeod can go, but the worry will be if he catches Ross Fallon by the end of 5 laps. Lap 3 then, score complete. Sanders running a little bit wide, also struggling there is Wiley running off into that grass, and this is what we're starting to see. The way that the track is really losing all that grip in that left-hander. You've got to be so early now to try and get yourself in on the grip and making sure that it all works. McLeod staying out, as does Humphreys. They're going to probably take their jokers on 4 or 5.
Yeah, for sure. That track changing definitely plays a massive factor in the way that they approach the turns, especially turn 1. With the more wear that it has, the more grip it's going to have. So you really have to more or less attack the corner as much as possible every single lap to try and get the best you can. But it's looking like McLeod is really catching up to Thalen, so expect him to possibly come out roughly 2nd, maybe even 1st at this rate.
Well, we'll see if he comes in to take the Joker, and he does this time by, and he takes it as a very bold decision. He will come out ahead of Sanders into second position. So now the battle for fourth heats up. Devontier versus Wiley. The one who finishes second out of these two will find themselves right into that consolation race, which will be 6 laps, and only 2 will make it through from there. But the white flag comes out. Sanders still holding off Wiley, holding off Devontier. Lead at the moment, Matt Hartley. He's led from minute number 1 and has taken advantage after turn 2 of this event, the natural race turn number 1. Wiley still looking to try and chase down Sanders. They head through the next right-hander. Hairpin left comes up, and Sanders struggles. Slow down penalty comes into play and drops himself back into 4th. But for Matt Hartley, he will round himself through the final 2 corners, pick up victory and prime position in pole for the final of this one. It is going to be Wiley then in 3rd. Devontier will take 4th position because Bradley Sanders struggled massively in the final stages, and that there is everything that we have seen. So confirmation then of your results. Matt Hartley will take the victory here in this one. He takes it by 2.2 seconds over Mitchell McLeod. Mitchell Wiley gets 3rd with Sam Devontier going through in 4th. Humphrey, Sanders and Fallon will all have to take to the next event. Second grid, though, will be Daniel Aish, Stephen Jenkins, Darren McKenzie, Simon Ferris, River Whisper, Rick Hansen. The 6 that will go on in this one. 4 qualify once again. And, of course, we just wait for the one more of Stephen Jenkins to make the way up onto the grid. Sorry, Daniel Aish to get up onto the grid on that inside line. The 5 could make that push, though. But with everyone then getting themselves ready, it is heat number 2 that's going to get itself underway. Now, great start there from Jenkins on the outside. He looks to try and attack, but it's always going to be favouring that inside line for Daniel Aish. And Aish may be checking up slightly. Battle for 4th position. Side by side over the jump. No contact, but issues for Jenkins as he almost got a bit of the tyres. And there's contact from the 5 that gets pushed wide. That's McKenzie struggling. And now look at that. All the way back into 4th as 2 take the Joker.
Yeah, pretty rough start there for Stephen Jenkins, sorry. Didn't quite get the jump right, and it ended up just causing him to bottom out a little bit and then get the rest of the field to catch up. So, bit of a rough start,
no
but
trouble.
he should be in the wall. Simon Ferris.
Yeah, Ferris in trouble, hits the wall hard, and that won't be helpful, and we'll have to race the rest of these 5 laps as it is on for the lead. Side by side, McKenzie down the inside of Jenkins, who left the door open at the sweeping left-right. He ran wide off the exit and was almost given no room to go, but still Jenkins tries to fight back. Remember, Aish could come straight into this with the Joker. He has not taken it yet, and in fact, someone taking the Joker right now is River Whisper, who will move past Rick Hansen on the outside. Subaru versus VW, and the Scooby-Doo gets away by on the outside. Great work.
Yeah, great move around the outside there. Really, really well timed and easy to do with that banking. So another position gain for Whisper there, but it's really going to be about what happens with H. He's looking like he's doing some reasonable times compared to the front guys, McKenzie and Jenkins. So it'll be interesting to see where he comes out in that Joker as he still goes for another lap without taking it.
Well, he's encroaching in on Hansen and Whisper at the moment, who are holding the final positions in this one. So one of those two, you would feel, would run themselves into issues. McKenzie, though, still leads this one. Jenkins currently in second position with 2 laps to go here at Iowa in this second heat. And it was a 38.3 from McKenzie, 38 flat from Jenkins, closing down the gap, trying to get everything together, but no chance yet. Whisper runs wide, and this is going to allow Hansen in, and you feel if you're Aish, you've got to take a Joker now, and he does. So Danny Aish looking to take this fantastic left-right, slows it down, and re-inherits the race lead with the white flag coming.
Yeah, really, really well timed there to not get held up in traffic, and he's got a massive margin as well back to McKenzie and Jenkins, who are still pretty much nose to tail for this second position. So probably going to be Aisha's race to lose at this point, but that battle for second is definitely well and truly on.
And also the battle for the final transfer spot, Whisper versus Hansen, as they battle it out into turn number 1. Whisper's been struggling through this section, nice and tight from Hansen, but will struggle on the exit and will just use some of that Joker line to get a run through, having a good job. Battle for second still on as McKenzie still holding off Jenkins. It's going to have to be a dive bomb, but he's going to run out of oval to try and make that happen. Daniel Aish then takes the left and the final right, and just one jump remains. Daniel Aish will make his way through top of second split. McKenzie will go through with Jenkins in third, and it will be actually Simon Ferris using the Joker who will go through in fourth position. He saved that right to the end and got himself ahead of both Whisper and Hansen, who will now move on to the consolation race. So that was the way that it goes. Consolation grid, though, it will be Terry Humphreys who will start on the front with River Whisper in second position. Bradley Sanders from third, Rick Hansen fourth, and Ross Fallon will start fifth. 2 drivers only will make their way through from this 6-lap consolation that we have. And of course, 1 Joker still required as per usual. So who will gain redemption to get onto the back of the grid for the feature race that we have going on? Just still waiting for one more, but let's get the lights up. 6 laps here of consolation to qualify. Oh, jump start. That's 15 seconds that'll be added on to this one. There was a jump start and a big one from Sanders. River Whisper decided to wait late as Humphreys goes through, with now Hansen in second position, Thalion in third position then as they go through. So for the moment already, mistakes happening in this consolation. They were feeling nerves right off the start.
Yeah, for sure. Sanders made a big error there. Just got a little bit too eager on the handbrake and clutch and just slipped it a little bit too much. But a bit of an error there from River Whisper in the background. So going to cost him a bit. Oh, and that's Sanders over with a big moment.
Big hit from Sanders, and that was contact with Whisper, who went in deep. There was a handbrake effort there from Sanders to turn in. Replay on screen, and it was the fact that he was on the handbrake which got that big roll, and Sanders is officially out of this one, and he will not go any further in this event. Hansen leads after taking the Joker. Humphreys at the moment now in second position. It's Thalen who will now take his own Joker, trying to find a way through on Hansen, and will steal the position away. So Hansen not with the quick enough times. Thalen now moves up into first.
Yeah, really, really good time there, Joker, but Hansen's got some pretty good pace, so could be on for the lead, actually, is just behind River Whispers, not too far behind as they've taken their Joker, so gonna possibly see a 3-car battle for the lead here.
We certainly could. River Whispers trying to get into that top 2, but let's not forget Terry Humphreys has yet to take his Joker lap, so he may be the big difference maker, and he's going to stay out as long as possible here in this one. So Thalen versus Hansen for the overall race lead at the moment. Big wide line taken by Thalen all the way up to the top of the track, looking to try and get as much as possible as they now hit the banking. Hansen probably a little bit tighter at the moment in that VW, and that is favouring that VW, that Scott Speed scanned VW as well, as they now make their way into one for lap 4 of 6.
Yeah, that VW seems to have the edge on throttle, especially being rear-engined. It's got a lot more traction and a lot more stability in the rear end, but it does understeer on throttle, so you have to be careful with it. But Hansen's using that to his advantage at the moment.
Certainly is, and it's just at the moment trying to find everything, but at the moment it seems that the grunt there of the Fiesta is just holding things at a station for the moment as we hit lap 5 of 6, 2 laps to go. River Whispers Subaru not really in any position to go out there and attack any of these at the front, and this may be the big worry for Whisper, who has to make moves at the moment, with Thalen probably safe at the moment, first or second depending here. Hansen starting to struggle. That last time by lost a full 2.3 on the way that went, but now Joker comes in for Terry Humphreys, who absolutely blitzes it, and now 1 and 2 seem safe unless Thalen keeps clipping that wall on the outside of the hairpin, that divider between both sides of the circuit there, Cam.
Yeah, it was really, really close. It looked like contact, but not exactly sure whether it was. But yeah, you do not want to clip any of those concrete walls. As last thing you want is some sort of steering damage, or worse, possibly sending you straight into that outside safer barrier. So Thalen's just got to really be consistent here. He's just got to make sure he completes this lap, no mistakes, and makes it through to the A main.
Well, River Whisper tried everything at turn 1, couldn't get past Hansen. Valen, is he safe around the final corner? Yes, someone who is safe without any sort of abandon is the VW, Terry Humphreys, who ran away with things from the very beginning, took the Joker late, but will take victory here in the Constellation. Will go through. Mistake for Fallon, though, and here comes the chance. Side by side, they're going to go. No, Hansen couldn't get there. Fallon spares his blushes as he ran very wide in the penultimate corner. Missed it up. He almost got wall as well, so it will be Humphreys and Fallon who will go through, but more crucially than that, this is how the grid will stack up then for the final race, the feature. Matt Hartley and Daniel Aish will be on the front row with Mitchell McLeod and Darren McKenzie row 2, Mitchell Wiley and Stephen Jenkins 5th and 6th, Sam Devontier 7th, Simon Ferris in 8th, and then it will be Terry Humphreys and Ross Fallon who will make the 10 that we've got. Hartley has looked nigh on unstoppable, but can Aish, McLeod, even McKenzie, Jenkins looked good as well as Mitchell Wiley. This is going to be about who gets the best run here to start these 10 laps. One Joker required. And the feature is underway, and it's a great start on the inside then by Mitchell McLeod, who ran out of room as they made their way into one. No issues so far through the corner, but McLeod's the one making the jump. Hartley's got himself the front of this field, but crucially Daniel Aish just behind as they make their way through. Contact, and Brown will go to 5. Brown will also go Devontier in all of that as well. So Devontier and Darren McKenzie both around then at the early stages. As a couple take the Joker as off in the background goes Jenkins too.
Yeah, it looked like it was just contact between McLeod and McKenzie there into turn number 2. Unfortunately, that really just checked the entire field up and cost them, but McLeod and Hartley have taken both of their Jokers, so going to be all about who's going to be the quickest on track between those two for the race win, I reckon.
Well, you've still got Danny Aish, who's yet to come in and take that Joker on the opening lap. Still got great battles going on as Ferris takes a very wide line through the opening corner, and good chasing by Jenkins trying to stay with McKenzie in this one, and McKenzie has taken the Joker. Joker taken by Jenkins, who will come out right with Mitchell Wiley and will sneak underneath and get the position. Yes, he does undertake under the apron, under the yellow line, but that doesn't matter here. But for the moment, McLeod is catching Hartley up. Hartley 38.4, 37 for a second from Mitchell McLeod. Exactly what he wants. Terry Humphreys almost a lap down. He's going to try and let the traffic through. He's got to really be careful about this and how he lets it through. And he gets past both of them. Aish still at the moment, yet to take that Joker. Keep an eye on what Aish is able to do in the number 2 machine, and Aish decides he's going to wait as long as possible for that Joker to happen.
Yeah, the front two are battling very hard. McLeod and Hartley going at it non-stop at the moment, so this will really be helping Aish into getting that Joker done. He'll probably leave it till the very last lap, although may even do it earlier, but it's going to be really, really close as he's going to have to think about it with traffic not far up the road.
Yeah, very true. Stephen Jenkins moves up into 3rd, getting past Simon Ferris at that fantastic penultimate corner, which is the last overtaking opportunity. McLeod starting to struggle a bit to find a way past Hartley, not finding anything. Wiley just waiting in the wings, as at the moment it seems that Daniel Aish has finally decided to bite the bullet, and he will get past both of them and take the lead. Danny Aish getting through. Big defensive line from Hartley then, and both of them have to work hard. Shot to the back, and bang! McLeod goes straight into Hartley, but decides to give him the position still, a redress of sorts, and now that's definitely given Danny Aish the chance to lead.
It certainly has. That's going to have extended that lead gap quite a bit, but Hartley's got some decent pace, so might be able to catch back up, may not. We'll have to see how this battle turns out between McLeod and Hartley at some point.
Well, those are the battles for the podium at the moment. Aish, Hartley and McLeod. McLeod again looking low, trying to take as tight a line as possible, but now needs to be brave on the brakes, and he does so again, and again there's contact between them, and he slides down the inside and decides, no, this time I'm taking it. Now there's a battle behind as Jenkins and Ferris go at it, and Jenkins runs out of room, and that's going to allow Mitchell Wiley to find that chance through into 5th position. Great scraps up and down the field. Wide will go Jenkins and out of the battle.
Yeah, just broke a bit late there, and that's cost Jenkins quite a bit. So now the battle on for the final top 5 positions between Wiley and Ferris. These two have been going at it for pretty much since the start of the race, so some really, really good battles, like you said, for the start of the race, as Hartley's had an issue coming onto the oval.
Yeah, I think he has. Matt Hartley has dropped a lot of time, and well, he fell behind, actually. I think that was after the move that was done, so he just gets himself a little bit wide through that hairpin section. He almost had to get through, but we've seen fastest lap of the race come up on screen as well. So Aish leads 1.6 seconds over Mitchell McLeod. McLeod is flying at the moment, trying to get back. Took 1.2 seconds out of Danny Aish, who takes a big amount of handbrake there to go through that section. He's got 3 laps and a little bit to hold on, but McLeod is storming to try and get through, and he looks like he's got a Mad Max fork on the front of that machine.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a big pace differential between McLeod at the moment. He's got massive pace, nearly, well, in fact, a whole second, 1.1 seconds to be exact. So that Ford Fiesta is really hooked up for McLeod at the moment, and it's going to be only a matter of time before he gets on by 8.
Well, he's got to try and find a way through. Danny Aish has been leading this one after he took the Joker. He took advantage of the battling, but now he's got to fight hard, and a big, low line being taken again by Mitchell McLeod, who's been fantastic on the brakes in that Fiesta. The Subaru struggling here, has to leave the door open, but will get a better run through. There's contact, and McLeod takes the position with a block pass through with 2 laps to go at Iowa.
Brilliant pass there by McLeod to get up the inside and just to hold his line, and to the point where Aish could not get on by. So great driving there by McLeod, and he's probably going to be able to walk away with this quite easily over Aish. But in the background, Hartley's not too far away from possibly catching Aish at this rate.
Well, there's still that chance to catch Aish, but at the moment, it seems that it's a little bit too little, too late, I think. White flag will come out for Mitchell McLeod, as still there's half a chance there for Danny Aish to find a way through. It's Hartley in 3rd position, who had control of the race all day up until this point, but really, it's that Ford who struggles its way through turn number 1, that second half of it, and this is allowing the chance for Danny Aish to get back in on this. Through the sweeper's S's section and into the hairpin right, they come along, no chance there to make the move, but Aish struggles on the exit, and this will allow McLeod the chance to get through. Big contact though, they come together, McLeod in the wall, Danny Aish has taken out McLeod to pick up the race win. Unbelievable, Danny Aish, well, you either become the heroes. Hartley tries for second, that comes along, Danny Aish will pick the victory, Hartley will get second, and it will be Simon Ferris who will take 3rd, as Mitchell McLeod is relegated off the podium with 2 massive bits of contact, and he will be fuming in the Torque Inc vehicle.
I cannot believe that just happened at the end of the race. That was a very late move for Aish there, but yeah, we're going to have to get a Motum Simulations replay of that, because that was insane.
Wow, that's really something, as Mitchell McLeod is making his grievances known. Here's on board with the Motorless Motorsports car, Danny Aish, so deep in on the brakes, and it's the style he takes that corner. He takes it with the handbrake where McLeod doesn't. That was where the big issue was going to be with that Subaru. So let's just get another replay from this perspective. It looks very reckless from that line, but it's of course the way that the corner is taken that Danny Aish was going to go through. Stay on board with this with McLeod, because here's Hartley coming up in his Subaru trying to get the final corner. It's do or die last lap for the Synergy team, and he gets very late in, door closes, and he just gives him a tap as well. So that's Hartley moving up into 2nd position, but let's get classified results then up on your screen. This is how everything's finished. My goodness me, Daniel Aish picks up the victory then in a time of 6 minutes and 25 seconds. Matt Hartley gets 2nd position with Simon Ferris in 3rd. Mitchell McLeod is relegated into 4th position with Darren McKenzie 5th. Mitchell Wiley will get 6th with Sam Devontier in 7th. Ross Thalen, the last finisher, in 8th, with 2 retirements today, Stephen Jenkins and Terry Humphreys. Well, what we are going to be able to do here on SimSpeed is just very quickly step aside, and we'll be back with post-race coverage after this.
Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chili Bowl is kind of been my favorite race of the year. Growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail.
Welcome back to the iRacing Rallycross series, and what a finish to the season we have had here today. It was one which may go down as a controversial finish to this event, but it was action-packed from minute one to last. It was Daniel Aish who came across with the victory, Matt Hartley second, Simon Ferris in third, but Mitchell McLeod will feel hard done by after that race, after leading on the start of the final lap. Cam, just what must be going through Mitchell McLeod's head after not having one big incident, but two in the space of two corners?
Probably a multitude of things. Probably some things that we shouldn't say on the broadcast. Probably some things that could be discussed in private. But yeah, that was just an absolute dramatic end to the season and the race, in fact. So yeah, it's probably wasn't the most ideal finish from McLeod, but it's Rallycross. You have to kind of expect these things sometimes, and especially when there's a lot of argy-bargy going on.
Well, a lot of argy-bargy, but of course, there is more action that's going to be going on tonight because we've got the Geodesic Sprint Series Australasia that will be going on, sponsored, of course, by Alpine Stars. And make sure you check that one out because it's going to be some fantastic racing in a GT3 format. But from Cam Dance, Jay Kennedy behind in the cameras and the commentary booth, and of course myself, Jake Sperry. That's all from Rallycross this season. Make sure you check out all the rest of the broadcasts on SimSpeed's esports network, and we will talk to you very soon.
This is fantastic. This is GT racing right now.
He's got traction, he's going with the outside of both of them! Maloney!
Oh, he's taken Anderson! Anderson's up to him!
Oh my God!
Big crash! Oh my goodness, half the field's going to get involved!
Second very close. These guys are want to make their way through the field very quickly.
Oh, there we go!
Oh no!
That's massive! This is it! This is over! I can't believe this! Oh my God!
God, what?